Right. Hello, everyone that is hopping in. Thanks for joining another Grow Nebraska webinar live. Today is use YouTube to grow your business. So we're going to go ahead and get started as more people join. Real quick, huge thank you to Center for Rural Affairs for being a sponsor and a partner with the Grow Nebraska Foundation. Nikki with the CFRA team provided this lovely video that I'm going to play here quick. So give me 1 second. Let me adjust my volume.
Hello, and thank you for joining today's webinar, sponsored by the Center for Rural Affairs. My name is Nikki Chitwood, and I'm the Panhandle Loan Specialist. As one of the many services we provide, I am here to introduce to you our lending services. When a bank can't help you with your dreams of homeownership or growing a business, the Center for Rural Affairs can. We offer coaching and financing to help you become a homeowner and start or grow a sustainable business. Please feel free to contact me at 308-631-0157, or you can visit cfra.org for more information.
So like she said, if you're interested in more information, please visit cfra.org. So a huge thank you to Nikki again. And then our featured sponsor is Aloe Fiber Nebraska, and you may recognize that business name because I actually had 2 gals last week presenting from their team, so a huge thank you to them. And then our featured member is Cracklin Kirk's Fireworks, and they have been a Grow Nebraska member since 2019. So the 4th of July is coming up quickly. I can't believe it's already May. So if you're looking for fireworks, he is your go-to guy. And then this week's presenter is, of course, Maria Duron. So we're so happy to have Maria back with us.
Happy to be back. Did I lose you audio-wise, Zoe? Can you hear me?
Oh, no, sorry. I was passing it over to you.
Oh, okay. All right, there we go. I've got it. Let me go ahead and take the screen then. Thank you, Zoe, so much. It's always a pleasure to get to work with Grow Nebraska team and the community and all the businesses that are members of Grow Nebraska and every Nebraska business out there growing and working. Today, we are going to be talking about how you can use YouTube to grow your business. Thank you so much, Tara, Zoe, for finding that chat box. It's really important that you find the chat box. I do customize every session that I do for the people in the room. So because of that, finding that chat box is so important. And that's why it's so great that you are actually here in the room, because you're in the room where it happens and you're in the right place, because now you can get your questions answered, customized to you. And that is the benefit of being here. Plus we'll do Q&A. I will do Q&A during the session because I do like to keep it interactive and actually focused on what will help you grow your business and what will help you, or what issues or concerns or questions you have about that certain topic. Now, if it's long, if it takes a sentence to write it, know that I'll save that to the end and we will have Q&A at the end. So do not feel that you're not going to get that. You will get that. All right. So everybody, hey, Ty, welcome back. So good to see Ty. Ty, I met at Marketech and Ty gave me the best story that Ty I've been using all around the USA, just so you know that. And I am letting them know that it is Ty from Nebraska who gave me the story. So, all right, just wanted to let you know that. I probably should have your link somewhere and everywhere so you can get a little of the traffic from that, right, Ty? Welcome, Monique, welcome. Hello to everybody who, and if I am just meeting you for the first time, I'd like to say hello. I am Maria Elena Duron. I'm with the Grow with Google team, so I'm excited to be here. I've been on the Google team for 7 years, but I also run a small business in our business because I do have the actual experience of being grassroots and hands-on. So I know what it takes to be butcher, baker, candlestick maker, as well as now head videographer, head script writer, creative director, and everything else that's involved in running a business while still taking care of customers. What we do is we help you get found on and then grow fast on Google. So you get found and you grow fast on Google when you connect with us. And that is why I'm working here with the Grow Nebraska team. So welcome to everybody. If you want a copy of the slides in the handout, this is the QR code to use. All right. Or you could use that bit.ly link. I'm going to actually drop that. Oh, now I've effectively covered that link. Let me see where I covered it here, where I was going to copy and paste and just drop that here in the chat box so that you'll have that. Hello, Emily. Hello. Perfect. See, I love that. Hello, hello, hello. I love that Emily has told us about her business, because you never know who somebody is in the room, who they influence, what they do, who they'll become. So always good to network and be able to share your business that quickly like that. Thank you, Emily, for doing that. Again, this is where you can find the slides. You can use that QR code. You can use the link at the bottom or the link that I just dropped at the chat, right in the chat box. So we're going to dive on in. You have met me already. This is still me. And yes, I am with the Google team. So welcome. And then I do come with small business background. So that is really where I talk about everything, is how you can apply this as a small business, because knowledge is not powerful until it is applied. So as we talk today, we are going to focus on how you can use YouTube to grow your business. Now, if you see the blue link in the middle, that's where you find everything small business on Google. You can find me if you want to connect with me at Maria Duron on X or Twitter. That's the first handle that you see there. And then the at Marketing Coach Maria is where you can find me on Instagram. And I would love if you did find and tag me, because I will repost, retweet, and share you in my stories, getting you a little bit of more visibility, a little bit of juice there into people coming to come and see who you are. So a little bit more traffic, right, Ty? So thank you for being here today, and thank you to Grow Nebraska. Let's dive in and talk about YouTube. Now, if this is your first time to have a session with me, would you put a number 1 in the chat box? I'd love to know. If you've got a YouTube channel, drop the link in the chat box, because you never know who somebody is, who they'll become, and who they influence, right? Welcome, welcome, Cialan. Welcome, Emily. So grateful that you're here. Now, we know that people are watching YouTube. Look at the numbers there, 2 billion. Let me just blow your mind for just a moment, okay? Because I know a lot of people, of course, TikTok's been at the top of the news, right, for all sorts of things. And TikTok in 2020 became the big dog with where people went for video. A lot of short form video. You'll see short form too in stories, in Instagram, and in Reels. But here's the thing. There are 1 billion people viewing TikTok videos. So there's 1 billion every single day, 1 billion every day. In YouTube Shorts, which is the short form of YouTube. So there's long form. You've seen it when you want to know something, an unboxing, you're trying to figure out how do I fix that on my washing machine again? We go to YouTube University, go check it out. And that's long form video. But short form, those are 60 seconds or less. There are 50 billion views every single day, 1 billion to 50 billion. So yes, YouTube is a search engine, it's a social network, and it is a place where eyeballs are at. So we'll talk about how you can optimize and take advantage of that, especially as a small business, because you are nimble and you can use this. Well, wonderful, everybody. I say the hellos, Rodney, Julie, thank you so much for sharing your YouTube channel there. Emily, thank you for putting your YouTube name there as well, so we can find your channel. Welcome to everybody. Thank you for finding that chat box. Hello, Olivia, I see you there. So people come here and they like to look at a lot of different things. Did you know that 4 out of 5 videos that are viewed on YouTube are actually unboxing videos? So perfect, Olivia. Thanks for sharing your YouTube channel. So today we'll talk about creating a YouTube channel. Now, many of you have YouTube channels here already, as I see from people dropping the links. Is there anybody here without a channel? Just put the number 2 if you are without a channel, because I just want to know the speed of where I'll cover different things. We're also going to talk about how you can create and add videos to your channel. Now, to those of you who do not have a YouTube channel, that doesn't mean it's time to jump off. And the reason it doesn't mean that is because, have you optimized your channel? It's great to have a channel out there, but if you build it, people will not come. If you've not optimized it, if the search engine doesn't feel confident in you, because YouTube is not just a social network and a video platform, it's a search engine. And if you don't believe that, just take a look at how people use that. The number 1 search engine in the world is Google. The number 2 is YouTube. Now, the number 1 search engine for Gen Z is YouTube. It was TikTok for just a short blip in 2020, but it is YouTube. So when we talk about YouTube Shorts, that's what we'll really be focusing on there, and how you can use that. And I actually have put a strategy in here that was not a part of the original deck that I've used before, but it is a strategy when I was at the Workbench conference. So the Workbench conference happened actually after Marketech, and it is everybody, it's all those DIYers, the remodelers, the people who are doing construction, but you can do it? How can you, do stucco? How can you replace your floor and all of that? There were a little over 8,000 people at that event, and I shared with them a great YouTube strategy, and they shared a lot of info with me and your YouTube strategy, and you are going to see the benefit of that today in the additional slides. So hang on for that, okay? And then how you can promote your videos with ads. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on ads. I'll talk about what you can use for free, because I don't believe in promoting anything out until you max out everything free, right? We're bootstrap marketers, and we've got to make sure that we are good stewards of cash and that we don't get into a cash flow crunch. Okay, so we're going to talk about this first. I think the other links went to the, can you post to everybody? Oh, you know what? Yes, you're right. Could you do that? Oh, here we go, Zoe. I have the ability to do that. I just didn't see it by default. Thank you so much, Julie. See, I love that Julie said that. All right, that's the link that you need to go to. Or again, let me pause the share here so I don't flash in front of you. You can use this as well. There we go. You can use this QR code or type in the link. All right. Your YouTube link, just copy and paste that and share that in the chat box. That's all you need to do, Olivia. Then you're good to go. Okay. All right, everybody, that's where you can get the handouts for today, as well as you see that I put the link in the chat box. Julie, thank you so much for making sure that everybody can see that. I did not even realize I had done that. All right. So here's how you can create your YouTube channel. For those of you that have a channel, make sure you've checked all the boxes here. Of course, you can sign in. This is the basics just to get started. You can sign in if you're in your Google account, which a free personal Gmail account is a Google account. You're solid. You can just refresh your credentials and you're in, or click sign in. That's all you need to do. You see that we give you 2 opportunities to create a channel when you get into YouTube. And that is in the drop-down menu that happens to the right under the icon of your name, or it actually pops up when you first start working in YouTube. Now you also have the opportunity to customize your channel. Okay, so you could do that as well. You can customize. Now, if you've not seen this in the back end, let me see if I can show you. I am going to, hold on here. I've got to bring up another screen, which sometimes gets into a little bit of wonkiness here. And hold on here, I'm going to change the YouTube account. And then I'm going to take you into YouTube Studio. Because when you're in that drop-down menu, if you already have YouTube access, then you might want to get into YouTube Studio. So YouTube Studio, and I've got to make it bigger, so give me just a moment again. Just takes a bit. There we go. So YouTube Studio is the back end, and you get there from this drop-down menu under your icon. It'll say YouTube Studio. Let me show you that. Actually, let me do that here. Close your eyes, because I never know what YouTube's going to come up with. YouTube Studio. If you go to YouTube Studio, and there you go. That's where you'll actually land. If you already have a channel set up, that's how you get there. Okay. All right. Now let's go back here. You will see I go out to live demonstrations every now and again, because the platform is ever changing. So you can customize your channel, or you can upload your video. Now, when you customize, we're talking about branding, everybody. And branding is more than just a look. It's a feel, it's your tone, it is your brand voice. And this is really important, because you need to make sure that's consistent across all channels, because brand consistency and seeing that builds trust. When we see a different logo on Facebook, on TikTok, and then a different one on Instagram, and now on YouTube, and maybe your name is different here and there, that is inconsistent, and we wonder whether or not you're a solid business. Are you focused? Is this a hobby, or is this a real business? And that's important for you to come across as you're an expert at what you do, because no matter what we do and who we serve, no matter what their budget is, whether or not they can afford us, they definitely are still looking for somebody that's an expert at what they do. Okay. So you want to customize and build that brand trust by being consistent. So in YouTube Studio is where you access everything, the ability to customize, to lay things out, to manage your playlist. This is a chance for you to show the uniqueness of your personality and your brand voice, while still also reaching people on YouTube. So the first thing you can work on is your layout, right? Your layout is what you have available to everybody there when they first come into your channel. Now, understand that there is a trailer video that you can choose. A trailer video is just like it sounds, a trailer. It gives them a sneak peek of what they're getting into. But there's also the featured video that you can utilize. So the video spotlight, if you look underneath, and I know it's a little bit hazy because I'm trying to make it as big as possible, but you'll see channel trailer, that's your first choice. That is one video. Featured video is another. Those are two different videos. The trailer is just like it sounds. It's a trailer. Give them a sneak peek of what they're going to get. But then the featured video is a huge thank you video that lets them know, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. This is what you're going to get. You're going to tell them what you told them in the trailer and tell them again and let them know that you appreciate that, because that is how you build those relationships and people who will share you into their contact sphere as somebody that they need to look at and connect with. Yes, you have to have great content and information, but you need to make it easy for people to just take you and share you in snippets. And that's the best way, through a featured video. Then you'll see in below, there are featured sections. Those featured sections by default start with short videos at the top and then the videos that you just uploaded. So you see those two rectangles underneath. That's what that says. If you can't read that, it says short video or videos. And if you can't read that, I'm going to send it out again one last time. That's how you can get a copy of today's slides, where you can actually see this right there in front of you if it's not coming across very clear yet. So you see that you have those two things. Well, understand that you can actually put playlists underneath that. So like a bookshelf. So imagine you're looking at your channel. You've got your featured video, which is there for anybody who hasn't subscribed. Once they hit subscribe, now the featured, so you've got the trailer, sorry, and then you've got featured video afterward that shows up. Once they subscribe, it's only showed to your subscribers. So you just want to love on them and let them know that you appreciate them being here. And then what happens is now you have short form video that's going to be at the very top, but then you can choose different playlists. Why do you want to do that? Because YouTube is a search engine and it's evergreen. And because it's a search engine, we have to remember SEO and GEO. So there's search engine optimization and generative engine optimization. SEO is search like we know it. Keywords, good practices, making sure that we've got it technically aligned so that the search engine has confidence in you. But GEO is generative search, and that is how AI is pulling information from your site and from your channel. And understand that when people are in Google search, they're not even in YouTube, your channel will come up third or fourth in there because it's got great authority. And of course, Google has confidence in its own products, which YouTube is a product of Google. So you can customize and put in your playlist. Let's say you want to get known for home decor or woodworking 101. I would actually name a playlist Woodworking 101 and put all of the actual videos that I create there about woodworking together. It makes it easy for a person to find and use. And remember, helpful user content is very important and something that ranks high in the algorithm. Plus, it gives you a little bit SEO juice because you're putting the actual search terms, the words people use when they're looking for your product, service, or solution. All right, branding, remember what I said, profile picture, banner image, keep that consistent. You may be bored with it. We are normally bored with our images before anybody even notices it, but we're looking for consistency, all right? Once we've done that, you're gonna put your basic information there, right? What's the name? And is it consistent? Again, remember, we're looking for that trust. Are you changing every which way? And a lot of creatives will do that. I understand that, but this is where it gets boring because consistency builds trust. Put that description in, use the words that people use when they're looking for what it is that you're going to provide on your channel. If you don't know what that is, read your reviews because in their own words, they're telling you what matters most to them. Read your comments because in their own words, and you want to use their own words because relevance and how well you match what people are searching, those keywords, key phrases, is super important to showing up and the search engine delivering you in search results. Now you can actually update your URL, put links and contact info. Now, let me give you a bit of a hint on your links. You know, you can put your links in their website and all of this. That's all by default. So you can put your website. But why would you do that? We know that a link is a website. We know that already. We get it. So what does your website do? So for example, in mine, I might say, grow fast on Google. instead of website, and they can click on that and go to my website, because that's ultimately why people want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to me because of all my technical knowledge or the how-tos. They just want to grow fast on Google. So that is what I put there, because it's the number one benefit statement that I know people are searching and saying, hey Google, hey Alexa, how do I grow fast on Google? So I use that. Now you have your banner image, you have your profile picture, you've got your video spotlight. Remember, trailer first. Then once they subscribe to you, you've got to tell them what you're going to deliver to them and set those expectations so they can be super excited with you and share you with everyone, because they know what they're sharing and they can feel confident this is not going to hurt their rep. Now you can organize those sections, just like I was telling you, into those playlists using words that people use. Be relevant, match them. That's what the algorithm's looking for, that you're providing helpful info that matches what people are searching. Now, as you create and add videos to your channel, there's some decisions you need to make. What kind of video is important and that you want to showcase in your actual channel? Are you more professional where you need a studio? Perhaps it's more branding that you're doing on your channel. Maybe you are academic, financial, an attorney, so you want to have that very professional view. Are you more immediate? So you can use these beautiful things that we have that are actually a full video studio in a phone. Is that more important for us to be immediate and to be real and authentic? So you have to make that decision. And then you need to decide, what story is it that you want to tell? What is it that you're doing with this video? You've heard me before, for those of you who've been in a session with me, that it's great to hope that your video is going to reach the right customer. And while hope is wonderful to have, it is such a poor strategy. It's important for us to have a clear strategy. What is our video supposed to do? What does success look like, sound like, and feel like once they watch the video? What is that next step? So do you want them to feel excited, angry, inspired, motivated, fearful, concerned? What is it that's the feeling that you want them to get from your actual video? What's the purpose? Is it to bring more leads? Is it to showcase a product so that they have a little bit more confidence, maybe showcase something afterwards so they don't have buyer remorse? Is it to help them fix something or take advantage of that, really utilizing something that they've got, a service or a product, so that it increases their lifetime value with you as a customer, and maybe even increasing repeat purchases? So what's the purpose, and who's the star of the video? Is it you? Is it a customer? Is it a team member? Is it your product? Who is the star? This is important too. Too many times people are trying to throw everything along with the kitchen sink into a video, and it becomes very confusing. You only have a few seconds with video. In fact, I was doing a TikTok study because we do some, well, I was working with a team that does TikTok video, and TikToks, people will leave TikToks in 0.6 seconds. So in 0.6 seconds, they'll leave. And they have already figured out at that 0.15 second, they have to say something that's a little controversial at the very beginning to get them to stay in. It's almost an opposite of the message that's going to be coming in the TikTok. So for you, what is it that you know about your customer or your best client who's going to be watching this video? What is that purpose, and what is it that they need along their decision journey that will help them stay with you, watch your video, and they're going to see you as an expert or somebody who can help them in their path? So for example, you could start with a business story, right? Who you are, what do you do, why do you do it? It could be that simple. Now I'm going to teach you one of the best go-to stories that I like to use, because it's something that I know draws people in and it's easy for you to remember. Plus it makes it more engaging, because you have to understand, when you're doing video, you can't tell people, all right, I'm going to tell you a story. Because if you do that, that's the adult mind now taking that, saying, okay, now I'm going to switch off and go to sleep. Because although we adore stories, as adults, we don't want to see your vacation pictures and the 500 different stories around those. We want to see the highlights, and that's what you're going to give them, is that highlight reel. So you could do your business story as outlined here, but you could also do what's known as the hero story. And that's a 5-year-old storyline of once upon a time, suddenly, luckily, happily ever after. Okay, once upon a time, suddenly, luckily, happily ever after. Let me model it for you. All right. My name is Maria Elena Duron, and there was a knock on our door when I was 8 years old. My father was an insurance agent, and it was a family whose house had burned down. They came to thank my father because they didn't have to worry about anything. He had already done everything to make sure that their property would be be reimbursed and be taken care of. They felt very, very much comfortable in something that was a horrible situation, and they were so grateful. And it was at that moment that I decided that's what I want to do. I want to help people in the moments when they feel most helpless. My name is Maria Elena Duron. I'm an insurance agent. Let me help you. All right. Now, what did I do in there? Once upon a time, there was a knock on the door. This family came. You see how I dropped you right into the actual story? That's what they do in TV and movies, and how they draw you in. They drop you right into the action, into the story, right in the edge there. Once upon a time, suddenly there was this, there was a fire. They were thankful. Luckily, my dad was an insurance agent, so he was able to help them. That's when I decided that's my dream, and I made it my dream. Now, I could have used that same 35 seconds that I just used explaining that story, saying, hi, I'm Maria Elena Duron. I help you with your property and casualty. I can insure your house. I can insure your boat, your recreational vehicles, your vacation home. I could have spent it doing that, and that would have been what everybody else does. Or I could have told you a story that you can hang on to and take and now share with your contact sphere. And you can do that within your actual YouTube channel with your videos. You just take away the once upon a time, suddenly, luckily, happily ever after. Like, you didn't hear me say that, but I'm saying that in my mind to keep that structure. And that's that 5-year-old storyline. So you can tell a traditional business story. You can tell the hero story. You can also tell a product or service story. So the hero of that is the product or service, or it could be your actual customer giving a great review about how your product or service actually saved them. And then, of course, there's a promotional story. Maybe you want to announce new products or a new team member, or maybe a special offer. All right. The thing here is you've got to capture people's attention right away. If you don't capture their attention right away, all they need to do is swipe and they're on to the next story. That's all they need to do. So what is it that you're doing that you know that they need? That's why it's so important for us to be expert on our customers. We have to do all that heavy lifting to figure out what is it they need and what their decision journey actually looks like and how we can help them along the way. So some of the ways that we all film are, we can do selfies, backdrops, voiceover. So you don't have any video on or voice or audio on. You just have a voiceover that you're going to put over there, or you're doing it during the actual time. There's the top down. So if you don't know what the top down is, it's when you take something and then you're just looking, from the top down. So my camera's here, I'm pointing down. And if I were to give a POV, a point of view of what it looks like for me looking down here at my keyboard, that's what I would do, is a top down. I could just point and shoot, move and action. You can add text or animation. There's so many things that you can do. And do understand that YouTube has in YouTube now a new AI that works just like CapCut, and you can utilize that for free. So you can look at the link below here, and there are so many AIs that are rolling out, especially within YouTube, that you want to take advantage of, again, that are 100% free. So when you are shooting, look behind you. All right. We've all done enough Zoom video, Google Meet calls, GoToMeeting calls that we have seen unmade beds, significant others who are coming out from around the corner that we weren't expecting, children, animals, parents interrupting. We've seen all of that. We have to take that into account because now we are putting something that is evergreen. It's going to be there forever online. So we want to make sure we look behind us and think of that space. We also need to look at lighting. Is it really good for us? So for me, as I'm talking to you right here, I actually have 2 Loom cubes right here because I am in an office, but I'm at the corner of the office. So the window's way over there. So it's way over there. I can't even get any nice window light. That's the best lighting, is to get natural window light, but I can't even hope for that, right? Because I'm way here in the corner. So I've got to bring other lighting in, or else, now I'm going to have to use Zoom's little function where it makes me look like my makeup's on too thick. But I do at least have lighting here. So lighting for you, is important. Just take a look and see what it looks like when you're on the camera. Do a few recordings, get a look at that. But the most important one here is sound, everyone. We can be forgiving of lighting. You could look like you're just there in the shadows lurking. We can be forgiving of, okay, I see an unmade bed, and is that a candy wrapper that I see in the middle of your bed? We are okay with that. But if we cannot hear you, if the sound is crunchy, if it's a little bit loud, I mean, a little bit soft, and then really loud, like it really hurts and echoes our ear. So if it's off balance, or, you know, there's a lot of wind in the background, we are not forgiving of that. We will leave a video in an instant that does that. We do need great sound. So take a check on your sound. Even when I'm on the Comic-Con floor, because I go to Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, so there's 100,000 people around me on the Comic-Con floor, and I'm 5 foot. I stand all of 5 foot. Everybody's towering above me. So all I'm hearing is the rustle of vinyl and canvas of backpacks, because that's where I'm at. I'm in the midst of it. If I didn't have a microphone set up right here from my phone, so I'm on my phone, but I actually have a wireless mic right up here, because if I didn't have that, then all you'll hear is the hustle and bustle. And while it's a great video, maybe you've never been on the Comic-Con floor and seen that backside of Comic-Con. Now they're not even interested because they can't hear. Now, if you need music for your actual videos, you see there we have a free royalty-free library within YouTube, and you can utilize this. And I love to use this. This is so helpful. Or if you've never been and utilized Canva, Canva has a great source too, which I love. But you can use this audio library and use now audio that you don't have to worry about it being a creative or a copyright strike to you. All right. Also know that there is AI now in YouTube, which will actually match a audio that is royalty free with the video that you're uploading. So that is available too through YouTube, through your YouTube creators channel. Now, as you add videos to your channel, you'll see you click on that button where your icon, your picture icon, or your initial icon is in the top right, and you'll go ahead and upload videos and select the files. Now you can go here and add that title. Really think about the words people use, not just the title that you think is cool or is industry standards. You want to use a title that is words that people will search for or mean something to the people that you want to view it. The same thing with the description. What are they going to get from this? And in their own words, not industry speak. The reason I keep saying this is, remember what I said about relevance. You need to match the words. Saying that I'm going to do a pediatric dentistry video on orthodontics, right, is here. If somebody's searching for how do I straighten my 13-year-old's teeth painlessly, you don't match. Could they mean the same thing? They could. But Google is an algorithm working on search phrases, and it doesn't match, so it won't show you. And then you can choose the thumbnail that best represents you. Thumbnails are often what draws us in, so make it interesting. Sometimes it's a little hokey because it's just like right out there in your face. When faces are there, it really does draw you there. But what's nice is you can A/B test that. You can even put some AI thumbnail covers there and just get a feel for what actually is the better thumbnail cover. Now you can use subtitles underneath there. You can use end screen. I encourage you to use subtitles because 64% of us look at videos without any audio on. So if somebody sees your video that way, are they getting some information? Are you enticing them with something? Some of the captions there, your description, or the subtitles, so that they will actually save it and watch it later when they can turn their volume on. Do you have an end screen that gets them to do what is it that you want them to do next? What's that call to action? Because all of us are busy. We get 12,400 messages on any given day. And because of that, we don't know what to do next when we stop something, because we've got a lot of other things in our mind, a lot of mind clutter. Tell them what to do next. What is it that you want them to do in a clear action? And then there are cards that can pop up during your video to showcase what you're highlighting, or even links to your site that might take them into deeper information about that product, service, or solution. Now you want to check and make sure as it goes through, you click next. It's going to automatically do this to make sure there's no copyright issues found. Then you can choose the visibility. Do you want it private? That's super private, meaning that no one else can see it except for the people that you send this link to, and they have to open it up with the email that you send it to. So if you're like my mom, so my mom's in her 80s, and she'll get a video that somebody has made private like that with her private financial trading group, and she has 3 different Google accounts. So she's in one account, but now she doesn't know how to open this up. Now she thinks she can't get into it, but it's because she's in the wrong account. So it's very specific that you need to make sure you're in the right account that it was shared with. There is also unlisted, which is a huge link that you have to use. So it's hard to fit figure out how to copy that as far as writing that down and kind of cracking that. So unlisted often is what works best to keep it private, but easy for people to get to without them having to make sure they're in the right Google account. And then of course, public, make sure it's public, and you can schedule that. So you don't have to have it just when you put it live. It depends on what the purpose is of your video. Is it supposed to be instant and live? Now you'll see when you want to share it, when you're done uploading it, you can share it on any of these tools. It's already formatted for that, or you can just use the link there. What I also like to do is if I'm telling somebody specifically, here's how you figure this out. At 20.23, at this moment, at that timestamp is when you can figure this out, then I can also share it just at that timestamp. So they drop right into there instead of watching all the other things that may not be relevant to them. Now you heard me talk about shorts, right? You can see more about shorts there. And that's why I encourage you to get the slides, because that's a horrible URL to try to read, to try to type in that bottom left-hand corner. But you'll see that they are 60 seconds or less. It's a hard stop on 60 seconds, but it's a great way for you to be able to be seen. And a lot of the businesses that I work with now, because they know, I mean, we all go here first, right? We all are very visual and picture oriented. They actually create for YouTube first because they know 50 billion and they know it's evergreen and they know it's the #2 search engine. So their business strategy is they create for YouTube first and they repurpose it in TikTok and Reels, because not everybody's in TikTok, not everybody's in Reels, and you may get the instant view there, but they do want to make sure that the video gets the most exposure and they put it into YouTube first. Now, you heard me, if you were at Marketech, I actually talked about it the other way around, having and taking your Reels and your TikToks and putting them into YouTube. You can do that as well. I just think it's interesting now, especially when I was with those 8,000 creators at the Workbench conference, that they actually use YouTube first, because that's where they make the most money, they get the most traffic, and they get a lot of other visibility from the 2 other networks. But the lion's share is actually YouTube. So it's really your call for your business. You really need to think about strategy-wise, how does using YouTube to grow your business fit in? So it could be that you're showcasing some of the things that are happening behind the scenes of your business, but it could also be that you're using shorts to shorten up and edit a long form video. So you're going to draw them in. So let's say, I'm deciding whether or not I want heating and air conditioning maintenance. I mean, does it, is it just a waste of money, or do I want the maintenance, or did I just call them when something's broken? What do I do? So I might be looking at videos saying, what's the cost benefit, what's involved, what's actually cared for, why would I want to do it, what is it they do? So I could be looking for videos like that, but I look at videos and it's a 17-minute video, 28-minute video, and I'm thinking, oh, no, I don't want to look at any of that. Or maybe it's a video that was recorded in 2020 and I'm thinking, well, it's 2024. Maybe they're different models. But when I'm looking in YouTube Shorts and I see, okay, here's this latest model and how it saves you $500 compared to what you spend to do this. So it's a quick YouTube short that is just a short edit from a long form video. And now it's leading me to the long form video. All right, now there's a strategy behind that. So for you, when you leverage shorts, you can do things like quick tips. You can showcase exactly what makes your brand, so you can show the personal and authentic side, which is good for us as small businesses, because small business, this is our superpower. We know our clients and customers so well because we know them by name. We don't have to come up with a committee or a survey to try to figure out who they are. A lot of times we know their own words because we have them reach out to us, or we reach out, they reach out. We are speaking to them. We have relationship with them, which that is gold. And we can also highlight our products here too. So it's a great place for people to see that. Remember what I said about 4 out of 5 YouTube videos are unboxings. So you can even show quickly, okay, this is in my coffee cup and it's 16 ounces. So you can be in an hour-long meeting and you don't have to worry about refilling, right? So it could be just a quick video that I'm doing that's a short, and it also gives them a chance to see behind the scenes too. So there are thumbnails in YouTube Shorts. You can put location tags. I like to do that often because I speak all throughout the United States. And maybe, today I'm doing a short, but I just was at an event in Peoria, Illinois or Chicago, Illinois. So I might tag it for a location. You can remix it, and you can also look at your analytics, which is always important because if you're not measuring, you're not marketing. $1 or 1 minute spent that's not lifting that bottom line or getting you closer to your goal is $1 or 1 minute spent too much. Okay. How you use shorts? Yes, Julie. I'm so glad. See, thank you, Julie, so much for dropping that in the chat, because a lot of people are wondering, what's the strategy behind that? Remember what I said about hope? It's wonderful to have, right? So what you can do is you can post both the shorts and long form videos. So when I'm working with content creators, so another conference that I go to is Haven and Achieve conference. Those are 100% content creators. Those are your bloggers. Those are your influencers. Those are the people who are making, $50,000 to $100,000 a day on Amazon as an Amazon influencer. They use their YouTube shorts to snippet their long form. So for their blog, they might have how to change your living room to the spring season, where it's cherry blossom season in this. So now they're doing a whole changeover with things that you already have in the house. So they might have a 9 to 12 minute video that is completely on this changeover, but they're going to do shorts that cut out 15 to 30 seconds of this video and show that, because a lot of people want to look at that first before they commit to a longer form video. So what's nice with a short, though, and what you need to remember is you've got to hook them immediately. It's got to be instant. So that's why when you're editing a long form video and cutting it into shorts, you got to drop them into the action, right? Don't put them into the talking head situation unless that's a part of what your strategy or your brand is. You got to tell stories, make it super snappy, okay? Super snappy. All right, those are the high points. There are 6 different things there you'll have in your handout, but making it snappy is so critical. And then what you can do, this says 42 to 46 seconds. I'm finding it shorter and shorter, everybody. So keep it as short as possible. If you can keep it around 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, you'll get the most views there. Again, this all depends on your business and the information that you're sharing and how you're drawing them in. But remember that. And then, of course, what are the calls to action? What is it that you want them to do? That's always the question before we post anything, be it a video, a photo, any text. What is it that we want them to do afterwards, and what do we want them to feel? Are they supposed to now be pushed to come and do business with us, or to research further? Are they supposed to be so happy and excited that they know this is the answer? Do you have limited time offers, and are you engaging with them? Are you staying in connection with them? So even within YouTube long form, you have community building now where you can respond to them. There's YouTube AI that will help people actually search the content of a video. So it can search it and take them right there. So they can actually ask questions of the video is really the way it's positioned. And now it'll take them to that timestamp in the video when that question is answered. Track your performance so you can take a look at your shorts and your long form video. Don't just track shorts, track your long form video too, and analyze those. Because if people are only watching 3 seconds of your long form video, that usually is a mistake. That means that we pressed a little bit hard on our screen and we jumped off right away. So that's a mistake that happens with scrolls sometimes. But if they stay for 10 seconds, that's commitment. There's real interest there. So that is somebody to take a look at and look and see, where do people jump off in your video? Do they stay for the whole time? And what can you create again that would be helpful to them, that would get them coming back and saving or subscribing to your channel? So when you know what your themes are, when you know what you want to create and who the star is, now you can upload and as well as engage, because that's really important, that the people side is where we actually are very nimble as small businesses and can stay connected with them. Okay. There is a YouTube creators channel where you can stay up to date on all the updates that are happening in YouTube. You can find it there at youtube.com/YouTube creators. And you can learn more about creating shorts and being a YouTube creator short. This doesn't mean that you're monetizing it for you. You may not be an influencer where your money is coming from the likes and the people that come there and the brand collaborations that you have. It could be that you're driving traffic to your business. This is still a search engine engine. So keep that in mind, that you just might want to know the updates, because this is a top of a funnel that leads to grow your business. All right. You can also promote with video. Remember what I said, I wasn't going to spend a lot of time with this because I don't believe in using this until you've maxed out everything free and got everything set up correctly, because if you promote something that's a hot mess, all you're going to get out there, or the only brand image you have, is chaos and confusion. And nobody wants to spend time with that because they have their own chaos and confusion. So you can see these are the different kind of ads that you have, those bite-sized, snackable, and meal ads. The one that I like to actually share with you to use, that is the least costly, is either the bumper ad, but here's my favorite, because you can do a lot in 6 seconds, right? You can put your brand name out there and your logo. But this is my favorite one right here, and the skippable in-stream ads. We've all seen them when it says skip this ad. When people click skip the ad, then you're not charged at all. You've gotten all this visibility. So if you put your brand logo up front, your main message up front, and the most important details, think of this, if you were a newspaper, this is above the fold, the most important things before that skip ad message comes up. You've got 5 seconds here to get your brand in front of them. That's a long time in front of a video. That's a bumper ad. If you look here, you can pay for a bumper ad, or you can do it for free where you don't pay unless somebody doesn't click and they watch all the way through. So when they watch all the way through, that's when you pay for that view. But until they do, you're getting 5 seconds of free visibility on YouTube. What you're also getting is this that hangs out on that right-hand side. That's that companion banner that's free of charge with a skippable ad. So if you're not using these and you're thinking about doing ads, I would start with this, because this gets you a lot of good visibility. Just remember that when you're filming your video, put all the most important things in the first 5 seconds so it's seen before they have the option to actually skip, okay? So your next steps and your resources are to either create your channel, create and upload the videos, or start optimizing this. What is it that you need to do? Do you have a posting schedule? Do you have a featured video telling them exactly what they're going to get? Do you have a trailer video? Have you outlined everything in playlists? Do you know the words people use? Do you put all of your videos together? And do you have it aligned where the name of that is aligning with what people are searching for? So you've seen and actually asked what people are searching for. Okay. Let me see, I've got a question here, so let me look at it real quick. If I have a video of an interview I did on radio, would it make sense to slice and dice it into shorts to drive them to an edited longer version? Absolutely. Absolutely, Ty. It makes a whole lot of sense to do that. The thing is, a lot of us, and I'm guilty of this as well, we make content and we then think we've got to make new content. We don't understand that on the socials, we've got 1 to really less than 10 seconds to capture somebody's attention. And maybe if the algorithm loves us for a moment, it'll push us out for a little bit, but it takes a little bit for that. So we may not get that many views compared to if we make sure that we are giving them every option. So maybe it doesn't resonate with me that you're talking about how to clean an air filter, but then all of a sudden you start talking about, oh, but this is how you make sure that you get the right air filter so you're not having to dust the house. Ooh, now I'm interested. Okay, so that short might do well for me compared to me looking at long form video going, oh, that's 8 minutes of my life. Even if I put them at 2x, speaking quickly, I don't know that I want to watch that. Okay, so it's a great way to draw them in, Ty. Absolutely. You've got the content already. No reason to create it. It's repurpose it. Okay. The big thing here is knowledge is not powerful until applied. So I've dropped a lot of knowledge on you. What is it that you're going to use or that resonates right now with your channel or your plan with your channel? Or do you have a plan and a strategy? Now, if you want to connect with me, just so you guys know, you've got Grow Nebraska. Okay, so let me start with that. Grow Nebraska, you're already a member. Utilize them, everybody. They have the team, they have the support, they are there for you, and they can access me. So that is the big benefit that you have from Grow Nebraska. I would lean into that because they really want to help you. They truly are vested in your success. If you want to talk to me for any reason, do know that I do have a membership group on Facebook, that it is a paid membership group, that after every time I do a Wednesday training on 4:30, I take deeper dives into some Q&As that people have, right? Just because they may not want to reach out on me one-on-one. or they could be trying to reach out to me on email. And unfortunately, I'm not super responsive. I do take 2 to 3 days. Embarrassingly enough, that's what it takes, just because I do get a lot of emails, and I do try to stay focused on the webinars and sessions I'm doing, but I still definitely want to be of help to you. But you have the absolute best available to you right at your fingertips, and that is Grow Nebraska. So make sure you take advantage of them. And I'm going to model for you what I talk about in any session that I do. If you've provided good product, good service, good information, ask for a review. People would leave you a review if you would ask. In fact, most people who haven't left a review said they intended to and they got distracted, or they were never asked. If they were asked, they would have left a review, and they would have actually left a better review. So those who've left a good review said if they'd been asked, they would have left a better review, but they had to remember on their own and use their own gumption to get in there and to leave a review. So this is how you can leave a review for me. You can use that QR code or that easy URL that I provided to you, reviewmaria.com, because the other one is long gibberish, and I don't want you to have to try to figure that out and type that in. You don't have to leave me a review, but I would be honored and grateful if you did. Okay? This is how you can connect with me as well. Just get with the Grow Nebraska team. I can tell you, Zoe knows how to reach me. Tanya, Janelle, they all know how to reach me. So this is how you can reach me. And if you'll connect with me on socials, so we do have a free Facebook group where every Wednesday I do drop a Google update. And what a Google update is an update of everything Google. I mean, everything from they removed this from Maps. You can't get to this section anymore in Google Business Profile, Google Search. This is what's changing up in search and how you can apply it as a small business. So it's a quick little audio cast that I actually do in that channel to give you the update, but not just that, how to apply it as small business, because I don't want to just drop factoids on you. We're more about need to know than what's just neat, N-E-A-T, to know. Now let's jump into Q&A, and I want to make sure that I'm here to serve you because you stayed with me. Zoe, thank you so much for the opportunity to again work with the members. And what questions can I ask that maybe I didn't respond to or glazed over in the chat or maybe came in somewhere else?
Yeah, let me scroll up here. Hope someone.
Or maybe I answered them all.
It looks like Willie raised his hand. Willie, if you have a question, just find the chat box down at the bottom and you can pop it in there unless you're just sending a hello. Oh, Emily said this has been wonderful.
Thank you, Emily.
We'll give some people time to type. I never know if someone's like typing behind their screen.
That's the only thing I wish Zoom would do. I mean, Google Meet doesn't do it either, but there are some platforms which will show people are typing. So then I can, hey, I'm hanging out.
That would be nice.
I'll submit that to Zoom now.
I'm not seeing any questions. Well, if anyone happens to have a question after the webinar, I do put Maria's link in the training recording that I send out right afterwards. So for those of you watching the recording, if you have a question, no worries. You will be able to contact her or me. So either way, we will get your questions answered. But I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up if no one has any questions. Do you want to pop your screen down, Maria?
Yes, absolutely. Let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to stop sharing and let you take over.
But yes, thanks again, Maria, for taking time out of your day to present today. It's always greatly appreciated, and I always take wonderful takeaways. Oh, Ty said thank you for all the great info, Maria.
Thank you, Ty.
And thank you to everyone that tuned in live. Without everyone that is watching these webinars, none of this would be possible. So a huge thank you to you. If you have any questions or need anything to help grow your business or any resources, do not hesitate to reach out to Grow Nebraska. That is our store phone number, so feel free to call that, and any of our team members would be happy to assist you. Or if you want to contact me directly, you can email zoe@grownebraska.org, and I will either answer the question myself or get you to the person that you're needing. We have some awesome upcoming trainings. Our next one will be May 16th, and that is with Josefina Loza, who is a presenter at Market Tech and has done a webinar for us, and we're doing a 3-part series. So she'll be back again after May 16th. But that one is creating a marketing plan that works, a step-by-step guide for startups. And then the following week, May 23rd, we'll dive into strengthening cybersecurity defenses. And then on June 5th, we'll have Maria back, and that will be Get Found, Got Growth, Get Found on Search, and Thrive Online. So these are all up for registration at grownebraska.org under the upcoming trainings tab, or feel free to scan the QR code and it will take you directly there. And I always recommend just registering now, and then you don't have to worry about it because you'll get reminders in your email and you'll be like, ah, I forgot I registered for that already. And then feel free to follow Grow Nebraska on social media. We're on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, Instagram, you name it, we're on there. We also have a YouTube channel. So just gonna throw that out there. We post all our trainings to there. And then on social media, we promote all our trainings, fun events that are happening here in Nebraska, as well as some Nebraska products you can shop from. And then, as Maria always says, practice what you preach. So feel free to leave the Grow Nebraska Foundation a Google review and let us know how you're liking our services or something that we may have done for you and your business. And I always say people do a little happy dance behind their screen when they get a Google review. So it's greatly appreciated. But that is all my announcements. So thank you everyone again. And thank you, Maria. And I hope you all have a great rest of your week.